hands at your pocket.
Yep.
Is there a reason why?
Is this a joke?
What is this for?
Popular YouTuber WhistlinDiesel is opening up about his recent arrest, and he's sharing some surprising new details that has a lot of his fans scratching their head about how he ended up in handcuffs. WhistlinDiesel claims his entire arrest is over a car that didn't even exist anymore. If you thought the images of him in handcuffs was a prank, you weren't alone. He thought so too at first, until he was sitting in jail waiting for his team to bail him out.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, that's me. Take hands at your pocket.
Yep.
Is there a reason why?
Is this a joke?
And now Cody just dropped a massive response detailing exactly what went down and why he believes the state of Tennessee targeted him specifically. Now, interestingly enough, he wasn't even charged with tax evasion by the IRS. This was the state government going after him, and he has reasons that he believes this was done. Now, as we covered in the original video, WhistlinDiesel was booked into the Williamson County Jail. At the time, all we had was a mugshot and a charge that read tax evasion. Now, he's filling in all the blanks, and the story's a lot messier than just a missed payment. Here's the reality of the situation. According to Cody, he was at his shop when 6 police officers came down his driveway.
So, a few days ago, I was at work, working at my shop, and my guys come up to me and they're like, hey, there's like 6 cops coming down the driveway. And they're confused. I'm like, right, good one, guys. They're gonna prank me.
His first instinct? It must be a prank. He actually asked the officers, is this a joke? But when they started tightening the handcuffs, reality set in. He says he was completely cooperative, but the situation was tense. Remember, this is WhistlinDiesel's property. The police had to walk past a tank and a killdozer just to get him, so you can imagine maybe the officers were a little on edge. But the biggest question everyone is asking is why? Why would a guy who runs a massive business and publicly spends millions of dollars get picked up for tax evasion?
They show us a piece of paper that says this is a warrant for tax evasion.
What is this for?
This is for tax evasion.
Cody claims the entire operation, the warrant, the arrest, the bond, is all over sales tax on a single vehicle, his now destroyed Ferrari F8. And here's the kicker. The Ferrari isn't even on the road. It's the infamous F8 that caught fire and burned to a crisp in a cornfield in Texas. It didn't even happen in Tennessee. It's literally a cube of scrap metal on his desk now.
This is for sales tax on one car, my Ferrari, that doesn't exist anymore. It's in a cube because it accidentally caught on fire. Not even in Tennessee, it caught on fire in Texas.
Cody explains that the car was registered in Montana. For those of you who aren't deep in the car world, this is a pretty common practice. Some refer to it as the Montana loophole. Basically, because Montana has zero sales tax on vehicles, people set up legal businesses there and register the cars to the business. And that could perhaps prevent them from paying sales tax in their home state.
85% of luxury car owners have a business in Montana. There is an option to have a business in Montana that holds your assets, that is not you, it holds your assets in Montana.
Cody says his Ferrari was titled to a Montana LLC that he owned. He said that he's paid millions to the IRS and the state and other taxes, but Tennessee apparently decided that because the car spent some time in the state, he owed them sales tax on it. We're talking to roughly about $30,000 to $40,000 in sales tax on a $400,000 car. And rather than being audited, he says that he was gone straight to handcuffs, wasn't even given a chance to pay the bill. And as many of you know, with the IRS, they're typically going to audit you and let you know of a balance that you owe. But unfortunately for WhistlinDiesel, the state of Tennessee went straight to handcuffs with him over an amount that he surely could have easily paid out of pocket, considering the fact that he notes he's paid massive amounts in taxes over the years. Cody insists he received absolutely nothing. No text, no email, no letter in the mail.
If you're late on your federal or your state taxes, they send you something saying, hey, you owe this. I never got a letter, zero notice that anything like this was going on.
The first time he heard about this debt was when he was being put in the back of a squad car. He said, quote,
and frankly, if they're gonna do it to me, if they wanna play this game with me, there's several million other people they're going to have to play it with.
Now, this is where the story shifts from a simple legal dispute to something much bigger. He believes he was made an example of. He thinks the state of Tennessee saw a high-profile influencer using the Montana registration method and decided to drop the hammer to scare everyone else. He calls it a strategy to make a wave through the car community.
That's why they went after me, I think, because they want to make a wave and they want everybody else, because they know that there will be videos. They know that this is going to make it to the news and that everybody's going to cover this. And why would it not scare people into re-registering their vehicles and paying all that sales tax?
The logic is that if regular guys see WhistlinDiesel getting handcuffed over Montana plates, they'll run to the DMV and pay their taxes to Tennessee out of fear. He didn't hold back on his feelings about the arrest itself. He described being put in a cell where a guy next door was screaming and banging on the walls. Thankfully, within a few hours, his friends posted the $20,000 bond, not the $2 million that was rumored on social media. But the legal battle here is only just starting. Cody made it clear he's not going to roll over and just pay the fine now that they've arrested him. He feels the lack of prior notice was a violation of how these things should be handled. And I think a lot of his fans agree. He said, quote,
"After having a clean record, getting a letter saying I owe $30,000 is quite possibly the simplest, fastest thing that could have happened."
But for some reason, instead, they rolled out and placed him in handcuffs. For Cody, it's personal. He mentioned he's trying to get a family started and get married. And having a felony tax evasion charge hanging over his head is a serious threat to his future. He says he's hired top-tier lawyers and is funding his defense by selling merch printed with his own indictment charges. And for the car community, this is a massive wake-up call. You're seeing Tennessee obviously taking strict enforcement on this, and it's going to be interesting to watch this case because if WhistlinDiesel ends up beating them in court, this is going to be something they're going to have a hard time bringing charges against in the future. I think when people hear the phrase tax evasion, they think that this guy wasn't paying any taxes at all, instead of him not paying all the taxes they felt he should have paid. And you wonder why he wasn't simply audited or sent a tax bill as they noted. Again, this isn't coming from the IRS. The state of Tennessee is coming in and charging him with a felony over this. He warned his viewers,
if they didn't stop with me, they won't stop with you. They will come to your door and they will arrest you. And who knows the limit that this could go to, considering this is over one single car that doesn't exist anymore. Imagine what they'll do to you with maybe many cars who still exist.
So what happens next? Cody's next court date is for January. He expects this to drag out for some time. And this isn't just about 30 grand anymore. It's about the principle of whether the state can arrest you for a tax dispute without simply asking for the money first. It's a bold move by the state and an even bolder response here from Cody. He's obviously getting his fans involved, supporting him through t-shirt sales, helping with those legal expenses as he fights back in court over what he is adamant was not a case of tax evasion. This will definitely be interesting to watch. Let me know what you all think down in the comments. That's your latest update here from CountryCast. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates.